Trois Visions Tantric, which means three tantric visions, is an interesting piece, not because I composed it, but because it's one of the first pieces that are original for harp and saxophone. The title of the piece, Three Tantric Visions, actually was given to it after the piece had been composed. Although there are some oriental elements in the piece, if you can call them so, it was more the character of every single movement which told me how it should be called. And so I drew my inspiration from something that I like very much, which is Oriental philosophy and Oriental religions, and in particular those of Tibet and that area, where Buddhism has developed a particular form. The three movements of this piece are represented or take their names from three deities with very contrasting characteristics and a very contrasting personality. The first one, Mahakala, is a rather angry god, which is angry because he's trying to protect good from evil, so he's always angry at whatever is evil. The second one, Dakini, is a rather ambiguous figure. It's a beautiful woman who tries to tempt people into doing things that probably they would like to, but they shouldn't. But on the other hand, can be a very benign figure in itself. So that's why it's the quiet movement and the quiet part of the piece, where the harp also embodies the feminine aspect of the music and of the instrument. And finally, Yamantaka is probably the most powerful, because Yamantaka is the god which is always battling against death. Yama is death, and Yamantaka is the conqueror of death. So with his many arms, I don't know if it's 16 or 32 arms and feet, he's always stomping and fighting very rudely, very ferociously to defeat death and to protect the Dharma, which is the teachings of the Buddha, the teachings of Buddhism, who embodies spirituality, purity, goodness, and so on and so forth. I hope that the music conveys this in a certain way, and in any case that it conveys the possibilities of the saxophone and of the harp as a wonderful combination, which I hope will inspire other composers to enrich the repertoire for this combination. So enjoy the music.
Plaza in Miniatura was composed for the first International Harp Competition and Festival 2010 in Utrecht. This composition was written in a mixture of the octotonic scale and the Lydian scale. Not the chords and the harmonies are important in this composition, but very important to me was how the sequence of the notes fit together. Plaza in Miniatura is a composition in an informal style, without tight rhythm and without regularity. The composition provides a wide range of issues, a kaleidoscopic composition without using the clichés, and which I have tried to remain fascinating up to the end.
This piece, Vision Politica 3, that I wrote for my friends Astrid Haring and Brand Attema, talks about the end of times. I think in general, of course, we as humans are fascinated by mortality, by the end of our own lives, and in a way the apocalypse is even bigger, and this is the end of all times. So this is something that personally for me has been a source of inspiration and something that really fascinated me, even my youth. I remember seeing these pictures of Jeroen Vos, all these small devils, puppets, walking around and I was flabbergasted by that. So, not without reason, I started writing this series of apocalyptic visions, starting with a piece for saxophone quartet and trombone quartet. It was very gloomy, hectic. Then a piece for piano that was very energetic, threatening. And now this third vision that is, one could say, more melancholy. It is what the Brazilians would call saudade. It speaks of the apocalypse in a tender way, and that has to do, I think, with this duo, Brandt and Astrid. Astrid, a fantastic player who can make the harp sound like a bass guitar, like Jimi Hendrix, but also this wonderful sound quality, poetic sound quality. And Brandt, who plays this instrument that I started to love very much, bass trombone, that is hardly ever pictured as a melody instrument. But for me, it's one of the most beautiful melodic instruments to be found, with a range that is incredible. And so I wanted to make this piece a very personal piece for this duo that would coincide with this apocalyptic vision, and also with their characters. Hope you enjoyed it.